Welcome back to the Short Boys podcast with Matt and Brock. Mate, how are you going?
Good, mate. How are you?
I'm a little bit disappointed. For the listeners that listened on Friday, Matt's mood killer.
Yes.
Got a lot of traction, Matt's mood killer, and it was not filling up your car and then going to drive your car the next day and it being empty. Now, most people could probably see where this is going.
Yeah.
On Friday, I was departing to go to Fraser, had to meet at a mate's place. I'm running probably half an hour late. The boys are off me. They're going, mate, we're going to miss the barge. Like, hurry up and get down here. So I'm running late and I get in my car, finally, gather all my things, get in my car, and the fuel light's on. So I had to detour and fill the car up. And I don't want to comment on it too much because it was a mood killer and I'm disappointed in myself. But that's footy, isn't it?
Yes, that is footy. Things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
Did you have a good weekend at Fraser?
Yeah, it was good.
I missed you.
Oh, thanks, mate. I missed you
I
too.
haven't heard for you a while.
Yeah, fell off the grid for a couple of days, eh? It was good. We got a house at Happy Valley for 5 nights. There were six boys from school, so it was good little trip, good little getaway.
Is that a happy place, Happy Valley?
Oh, mate, it was happy the whole time. A lot of good energy, a lot of good vibes. A lot better than last year. Last year we were in a shoebox and there was a lot of tension getting around the house, like the boys were about to punch on with each other. So it was a bit better this year. However, I will say staying in a house with your mates, you learn a lot about them as people and what they do and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're good mates with people, but until you stay in a house with them for 5 days, that's when you learn the most about them. And I don't want to drop any names here, but there was one of the boys, great mate, like great person, but his eating habits. And I've got a couple of examples here of what he was getting into while we were away. So it starts off with something not too bad, and then these examples gradually get worse. So for breakfast one morning, he had lamb chops.
Okay, I think I know who this is.
I
know who this is.
He had straight lamb chops. That's all he had for breakfast. Next thing, we're having a few beers out the back, just in the outdoor area, and we're having like chips and dip and whatnot, and he has a block of cheese, and that's what he eats.
That's it.
Not with a knife or a chopping board. He's just eating.
Into it like an apple.
Into it like an apple, mate. Next thing.
Some can, some can't, I guess.
Yeah, it was tough to watch, tough to stomach. Next thing, he goes to bed one night, and with him into bed, he brings a packet of sliced cheese and a bottle of Kewpie mayo. And his sort of...
What's doing?
His before bed snack was slice of cheese, Kewpie mayo, drizzle it over it, and roll it up and eat that.
That's rough.
That's rough. It gets worse too.
No.
There was one night where the stove was being used by 2 of the boys and the barbecue was being used by 2 of the boys to cook dinner up. And he, who must not be named, grabbed his sausages and said, I don't want to wait to cook them, so I'm going to eat them raw. And he sat there and ate 3 or 4 raw sausages.
Sauce?
No sauce.
No sauce.
Just raw sausage. Actually, he might have had a little bit of barbecue sauce. He's a big barbecue sauce man, so it was tough to watch. And
was this intoxicated or fully sober?
No, this was fully sober.
Fully sober,
The cheese and Kewpie mayo was a little bit intoxicated, but the rest of it, he was pretty sober. It was disgusting. And we go, mate, why are you eating raw sausages? And he goes, oh, you can eat raw sausages. And we go, yeah, you can eat dirt, but you can eat dirt, but you don't do it. So it was a eye-opening experience into who my mates actually are.
Yeah.
I still love them, and love all the boys, but it was tough. It was a tough carry to spend the week with him, watching him eat all those things. But
that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I won't name him. I don't want to embarrass him in front of our 200,000 listeners that we get each week.
200,000 plus.
Plus. But Brock and I actually wrote down the topics that we were going to talk about today, and then the last 24 hours, there's been about 3 that have popped up, and we've gone, shit, we probably got to bounce on them. Pounce on them. First one, I'm going to do it first just because it's my team and I love talking about it. Parramatta considering approaching Master Coach Wayne Bennett for 2025 to do a sort of head of coaching role, not head coach, but sort of coaching mentoring role, sort of similar
development
to what
coach.
Phil Gould does at the Bulldogs. So obviously it's not going to put Brad Arthur's job in danger. It's just getting Wayne Bennett into the coaching ranks and into their system to sort of obviously help them develop a side of things that I'm not aware of, but might be develop players, develop coaches. So having him in the building, what do you think about that?
It'd be great for you, great for Parramatta, but I don't see him leaving the Sunshine State.
Yeah, you're not.
He seems pretty happy up here.
Yeah. That is definitely a draw card for him staying in Queensland. The only thing is that He says he's still got the fire in the belly, baby.
Does.
He wants it.
But I thought he was doing that at Dolphins. Wasn't there talks of him?
He's got the 2-year coaching role. This is last year as head coach. Then there was talks that he might stay there.
The coaching director role, I thought. So I don't know if this is just noise, but if you do land him, that'd be great for you, especially for Brad.
Oh, it'd be great. And another thing, like, it'd be great in recruiting and retention because having Wayne Bennett and Brad Arthur sit, because I'm sure he'll be fairly hands-on in terms of recruitment and retention. You don't just get Wayne Bennett and throw him in the office and say do your thing. Like he's going to be around the club. So having trying to get players and having Wayne Bennett there like
help a lot.
It's a massive draw card, and we've seen. And
you do have some good young fellas come through, so that would even help them.
Yeah, exactly.
With development a lot.
It wouldn't be a bad thing getting Wayne Bennett. No. Get him in, Para. Get him in.
Never a bad thing.
Please.
Wayne in your team.
And going off that, Wayne was obviously linked to the New Zealand head coaching role. That today has been announced. Stacey Jones.
Good.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
New Zealand bred. Knows what it's about. Loves it over there. So I reckon he'd be perfect for him.
Yeah, I was thinking about it on the drive down here. Like Wayne Bennett, when he sort of put his hand up for the role, people would have gone, "Oh yeah, get Wayne in there." Like that'd be great. But thinking long term and stuff like that, I think Wayne probably wasn't the option for the New Zealand New Zealand Kiwis. I think I said Warriors for New Zealand Kiwis. I think Stacey Jones, like you're looking at a 5, 10 year, 15 year coach. Like if you get Wayne in, it's sort of a 2-year little stint, and what's the point essentially?
Yeah, and I think it would mean more to the players having someone that's grown up in New Zealand, New Zealand born and bred.
Yeah, one of the goats too, Stacey Jones.
When you think of prime halves, you'd think of SJ, but also Stacey Jones, I think.
Yeah, who is also SJ.
Yes, didn't think of that.
And you know what else he is, Brock?
What?
He's a short boy. So we love it.
He's a short boy.
Oh, we love it.
A couple of short boys I'd like to talk about, actually.
Yeah, like as
from last week.
Yeah.
A couple of bounce backs.
So they are the couple of big stories coming out today. Another one, Luciano Leilua, who has signed with the Dragons. Is it effective immediately, you think?
Oh, I think so,
yes. Yeah, effective immediately. So what do you think of it?
Depends how much they've signed him for. I'm hearing $900K.
Yeah, 2.7 over 3 years, I
think that's too much.
Yeah.
Especially, I like their second rows they got, like Jaden Sewer, and then they also had that Dan Russell.
Yep.
I liked the look of him last year. So I don't think they needed a second rower, especially with that much money if they did sign him on $900K. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Where you could be buying a fullback, a hooker, somewhere else.
Yeah, great point. However, I think that Shane wants a bit of punch in his four-pack, bit of flair, because their forwards are, no disrespect to them, like they're good, solid players, but they don't have that massive, like Villiamy kick-out type player. And I feel like Lucci's come onto the market and Shane Flanagan's sitting there going, look, I can twiddle my thumbs and wait 3 years to get a good back rower, or I can sign Lucci here. And the $900K price tag is probably a little bit like, you go, oh, $900K, but new cap, it's probably $750 on the old cap. Yeah, so $900K isn't the same as what it was. I do agree it is overs, but you've got to pay overs to get people at the Dragons. No offense to the Dragons, but you're not taking unders to go there. So I think Shane's gone, righto, like he's on the market. I'm not going to twiddle my thumbs and wait for someone better. Let's just get him in. Yeah. You know, that's my thoughts on it. But
yeah. I think it's to overs. He didn't stand out like that. 2 years ago, he played a real good season, I think, when he just came to the Cowboys. But last year, he sort of fell off a bit. Mm-hmm. I think he dropped his value a bit, but pay him what he needs. If he plays
peak Luciano Leilua, worth every cent, in my opinion. But as you're saying, the consistency and stuff like...
And I think Jaden Sewer can play that punch role, and then I reckon balance it out, have a absolute dog on the other side, workhorse like a Dan Russell to balance the team out a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a good get.
Yeah,
it's not going to be a bad get for him.
Yeah, it's just, as you said, the money thing. But enough about that. Preseason challenge round 2 this week.
Yep, the last round.
Who's going to take home the 100K? I don't know. And do I care? Not really.
No. Unless it's the Dolphins. So they're a chance too still.
They are a chance. They get the 15 points on the weekend? Yeah, right. That's good.
3 teams of 15.
Yeah. So first game of the week is the Rabbitohs up against the Roosters. Yep. This game, like, I was looking through the team list and I was looking at it, and to be honest, I don't know many of the people on there, and Brock and I can both sit here and lie about how we've watched these kids come into the grades, but
definitely haven't.
I'm sure you guys don't want that bullshit. So we're going to be straight up and say, I know about 2 blokes on each team list, so there's not too much we can say about this game.
Be interesting to see how Dylan Napa goes. He should be able to stand out in this game if he really wants to push for that Roosters bench spot.
Yeah,
Dylan needs to stand out of this game. He should stand out of this game.
Dylan, Big Papi Napa.
Yeah, Big Papi.
Call me Big Papi.
Yep.
So Yeah, it'll be good to see him. He was a Queensland front rower.
He was a gun.
Yeah, funny story. My old boy used to be like his sort of house leader at his school.
Yeah.
And let's just say, Dad said that he had a lot of meetings with his parents due to behavioural issues. So
exactly like he is now. He's
left shoulder of doom, shoulder of doom from Dylan Napa.
But number 8 for the Roosters, Xavier Va. He'll be good to see.
Yeah, he's a local boy.
Yeah, local.
A couple of my mates, went to primary school with him, so that's their brush with fame. But
also the hooker from Rabbitohs, Ryan Gray, played Australian Schoolboys a few years ago.
Ooh, okay.
I think he was in the Tanner Boyd year.
Oh, true.
Yeah,
okay,
he was a hooker for them with David Fafita, so he'll be interesting to see how he goes. And then also Braden Burns, I like to see how he ripped his head last week.
Yeah, he's good. He's not in their top 30 squad, but I'm sure.
No, he's not.
I did hear bloke in a bar on that saying surely he gets picked up somewhere. Yeah. So, but yeah, Xavier Va'a, he was a captain of Queensland under-19s a couple of years ago, and they got big raps on him. So, same with Dylan. Like, this is a big game for them in terms of sort of trying to push for that bench spot. And with Jared Waerea-Hargreaves saying during the week that he's moving overseas at the end of the year, leaving the Roosters, I think Xavier can put a really big case forward to sort of not be his direct replacement, but there's a spot in that forward pack opening up that he could get if he plays well, and I'm sure he will. So,
who you got winning that one?
Probably Roosters.
I'm backing the Roosters.
Dylan, call me Big Papi Napa. So, next game, Sharks.
Not too much to say about that one. It's hard, that one.
Yeah, sorry if you're a Roosters and Rabbitohs fan, but...
we do have a few Rabbitoh fans watching. I know that. Get it every week in the comments.
Yeah, they're passionate, aren't they?
They are. They're a different breed, the Rabbitohs. That's for sure.
Missing a couple of teeth, some of my mates say. So Sharks Dogs is the next game on Friday, 7 p.m. This is actually a good game. This is a pretty full-strength teams, either side of the roster.
Interesting.
Do you want to start off with some of the Bulldogs blokes?
Yes.
What we're seeing in this back five in particular.
So I'm interested to see how Crichton goes. If he's playing on at Addo-Carr edge. Mm-hmm. I think you got to, I'd like him on Wilson's edge just to even it up a bit.
Yep.
And also Taff.
I think they will split Crichton and Addo-Carr up just defensively too. Yeah. Blake Wilson and Bronson Cherry probably haven't played much footy, or they haven't played any footy except for last week, I guess. But Blake Taff,
both played good last week too.
Yeah, they were. Both scored nice little tries. Blake Wilson's little shimmy shake close to the line.
RTS vibes.
Yeah, but their back five's looking good. Do you like Taff at fullback? We sort of, as soon as Crichton signed, we go, he'll play fullback. Taff signed, there were some question marks in the air whether he'll play fullback. And now it's pretty obvious he's probably going to be the fullback. What do you think of it?
I like it. Mm-hmm. I had him at the start of the year, my fullback. Mm-hmm. But Josh Papali'i, I think that's how you pronounce his last name, Papali'i?
Yeah.
He killed it in that trial.
Yeah.
So maybe towards the end of the year, if Blake Taff's not killing it and then Josh is killing it in reserve grade, they might switch around. But to start the season off, I think that's a good pick, Blakey.
Yeah, I agree.
But interesting, they don't have Connor Tracy named.
I think he's injured. And I think Jacob Carouse is injured too.
Yeah.
Just quietly. So good opportunity for Blake Wilson and Bronson Cherry.
Also, Drewy got the 7, I think.
Yeah.
All locked down now. He started both weeks.
What do you think of that?
Toby killed it too. Came on and killed it. But I think Drew complements Matt perfect. Takes the pressure off him a lot. Lets him just run. Yeah. Which is where Matt Burton's great at.
Yeah, I agree. And another one, Jamin Salmon, the weak gutted dog, getting a spot in the 13 jersey.
Yeah. He killed it too. Absolutely killed it.
His digging into the line and out the back plays, I thought was great for them. And it looked like they were really honed in on their attack and they're drawing into the line, digging out the back. Sorry if my footy terminology is not there. I've played about 5 games in my life. But do you see what I'm saying? Like Jamin Salmon
takes that pressure off the halves a lot.
Yeah, first receiver type, Yo type sort of player. Joshy Curran too on the bench. On face value, I think you go, why isn't Josh Curran starting? Like he would be so good. But look, if you can bring him off the bench.
After I seen how Jamin played, I like it.
Yeah.
Him coming off the bench and just ripping and tearing.
Yeah.
Making as many tackles as he can. And
Sammy Hughes too?
Yeah, he played good.
Played very, very good.
Anyone from the Sharks stand out?
The Sharks is pretty, I think, stock standard. There's a couple of names that I saw today that are out. So Hamanuelo's out with a knee injury, TBC. Yeah. And Dale Finucane's out till round 1. So they're two sort of middles. Looking at their bench there, like...
Cameron McInnes going in the lock, not a bad replacement. But
out captain too. Yeah. But just like in terms of their bench, like... obviously, Finucane and Hamanuelo will go back into the team. So maybe the two people that miss out round 1 is Jesse. I don't want to try and pronounce the last name and
don't
look
do
like
me.
an idiot.
Don't do me.
But Jesse, number 15, and maybe Tommy Hazelton.
Yeah, Tommy killed it, but he's been playing good, eh?
I know.
It's hard because Toby Rudolph's killing it too and Jack Williams. So I think it is them two that's going to miss out when them two boys come back, but it's like they've been killing it.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, tricky.
Interesting to see how Royce Hunt plays.
Yeah.
He played good in that All-Stars game, I thought.
He did
Had
play
a couple of good
He's
moments.
got a bit of punch about him, Royce Hunt, eh? Tricky Trindle too. He played well in the All-Stars.
Played really, really well.
Local boy.
Yep, local boy.
Cabo Snakes, man, which is good to see. Next game, we've got... Oh, actually, who wins it? And
It's hard. I think the Sharks do.
Yeah,
I really liked what I seen out of Brandon and Nico last week.
Yeah, I think the Sharks do. Right, our next game of the weekend is Storm versus Knights. First thing that sticks out to me is the Storm back five. Like Ryan Pappenhausen, Will Warbrick, Remus Smith, Nick Meaney, Xavier Coates. That is a stacked back five. And like their carries out of yardage are going to be enormous because they're all such big, powerful ball runners.
Yeah, it's not a light back five, that's for sure. Definitely not.
It's ridiculous.
And they're big bodies, like they're massive.
Yeah.
Good in the air too. Like
Exactly,
I'm excited to see how they go this year.
Yeah, I think they're in for a massive
I
year.
think Will's in for a massive year. He just seems to just keep on improving. So I think this is the brick.
I love the brick. For the other boys for the Storm, your man, you picked in the first episode,
Trent.
Big Trent in the number 13 jersey.
Yes. Whispers, man.
Yeah, you hear him,
I
don't you?
got him. Yeah, I got him.
I love to see it. Kane Bradley too, getting a nod at second row, which
that's
is
interesting.
Yeah, I would have had sort of Sean Bloor or Jack Howarth in front of him.
I think it's for more balance.
Yeah.
Kane Bradley, I think he would be that dog that just does all the dirty work. Then you got Katoa on the other side. It's just X Factor
he's
everywhere.
their X Factor back row.
So I think that's where they're looking at with that.
Good call.
But it's good giving him an opportunity. I like that.
Yeah, he played a little bit of centre and wing and back row in Queensland Cup last year. I've got his stats here somewhere. I've just got to get him up. So yeah, average 120 metres in Cup. So look, he's not crap.
No, that's
he's obviously a good player and obviously impressed in the preseason. So credit to him. Their bench, on the other hand, like I think it's tough to get a gauge on their bench because everyone can play in the extended bench. Like I wouldn't read much into the 14, 15, 16, 17 being the first choice bench because you got people like Sean Bloor, Bronson Garlick, Jack Howarth and Chris Lewis and stuff who are like they could make the team in round one. So wouldn't look into that too much, but I'm excited for the Storm and see how their big
Knights.
back five go.
Anyone sent out for you tonight?
Anari Tawala, the flying koala, which is
really?
Yeah.
That's the first I've heard that one. I like it.
Start off Triple M. Credit to Triple M.
Interesting to see they've got Jack Cogger at 14. Be interesting to see who they take off first, if they're taking off Hastings or Gamble, because that kind of shows you.
Or if he comes on and plays hooker, maybe.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah,
I think you want to experiment.
Yeah. Do you like experimenting?
I love experimenting.
Okay.
So yeah, if Adam Byron takes off Gamble first and puts Cogger in there, that Hastings and Cogger must be his second option for pairing.
I see where you're saying. I see where you're coming from. There, Leo Thompson too, starting in the front row. Like, that's so good for him. He had a massive year last year, played great for New Zealand.
Yeah.
I'm keen to see him go again to another level this year, and it pushes Saifidi back to the bench. So, like, depth on the bench is great. Bit of impact. Same with Jack Hetherington. Like, they just love it, those boys, eh? So, who have you got?
Kais Piers-Porter's on bench too. It'd be good to see. I got the Storm in this one, Matty. What about yourself?
Yeah, Storm. They're Churchill Park. Where's Churchill Park?
No, that's in Fiji.
Is it?
Yeah, I've played on that field.
Have you actually?
Nah.
Too short, eh?
Yeah, too short to even get
Next game on the Saturday, it's the Wars versus the Dolphins. Everyone's probably second favourite team, the Wars and the Dolphins. Yep. Dolphins are your first team,
two feel good teams from last year.
Yeah, feel good stories. I love the Finns.
I love them.
Bruh.
Fuck, they're looking good.
Oh.
They're looking so tough.
The Finns, man. Who do you want to... We'll start talking about the Finns. Go through their lineup. Who are you liking? Who do you want to see?
I like Herbie. Oh my God, he was so good.
Oh, he's so hot too. hottest
Number 100. Yeah.
Yeah, good to see
Hammer's back. He's ripping and tearing. Katoa was good. I like the look of him.
Yeah, he'll get better and better. Yeah. He's a great young kid.
But yeah, looking forward to this game.
As I said in the last about the Storm bench, I wouldn't look too much into the Dolphins bench either. Like they've got their 14 to 17 is Mark Nichols, Vanat Stafade, Jake Averillo, and Kurt Donahue. Like, that's not going to be their bench round one, in my eyes. So, and then they've got people like Josh Kerr, Ray Stone, Kenny Bromwich in like the 18, 19, 20 jerseys. So, I think Wayne is just sort of experimenting there with who he wants on his bench, but they've got a lot of depth, and I'm
which
really,
is very good. That's
really excited for the
sign.
Finns. Another one.
Tuivasa back.
Yeah, how good was he on the weekend, man? He'll be the best centre in the comp, guarantee you.
He'd be up there
good
for
luck,
sure.
Good luck stopping him. Like
that was his first game back. First game back.
He is going to carve up. I'm so excited to see him play. Like, as I said in the first podcast,
he actually could be a better centre than he was fullback.
I can see it happening. It's not a road call.
No.
He will be the best centre in the comp. He is a freak of nature. He's got the step. He's got the strong ball run out of yardage. Like,
the footwork.
He looks so dangerous. I'm so excited to see him play.
And I don't think defender's going to be a problem for him. Nah. He was whacking people on the weekend.
I'm excited. And the Wars, like, they are stacked as well.
Yeah. I got Dolphins in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Finns, man.
Yeah.
Like,
be interesting to see it is over in New Zealand.
A forward pack with Tom Flegler, Tom Gilbert, and Ray Stone. Like, that's just like, they're three blokes that would literally say to you, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. I wouldn't run at them.
Well, who would you, if you had to run at one of those three, who would you run at?
None of them.
No,
I'd run the other way.
No, life or death. You had to run at one of them. Full pelt. Who are you running at?
Flaggy.
You'd pick Flegler. The banana farmer?
I just think he'd go a bit softer on me.
I
think you'd have a hard, eh?
I would run at... I'd probably go Tom Gilbert.
No way.
Tom Gilbert.
He wouldn't give a fuck.
Listen, I went to school with him for 2 years. He gave me tuck shot money in grade 5. So I think when I'm running at him, he'd remember that feel-good story that he gave me money and he's not going to kill me.
Yeah, so you owe him money.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about it anymore. You get me nervous, man.
Let's go over to the Broncos and Eagles.
Yeah, this is like another one of those games. Obviously, because these two teams are going to Vegas as well. It's a second-string team. There is a couple of names, though, in either team that I'm excited to see. First one is Brad Parker. He's made a transition from the centre in the back row.
Yep,
Can you see how he goes? Yep. It'll be a great back row depth player for the Manly Sea Eagles.
Bailey Hodgson at number 1. Be interesting to see how he goes.
Yeah, he's Josh Hodgson's, is he brother?
Cousin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah. Good to see. Jordan.
Same family.
Jordan Chan Kum Tong, best name in rugby league. He's a short boy too.
Yeah, he's a short boy.
I'm excited to see him play. The Bronx too.
Apparently Hodgson's over in England are like the Smiths here in Australia. Just everywhere.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Like that's a common last name?
Hodgson's there. Fuck me. Anyway, we'll skip over that.
Yeah.
That was a random stat of mine.
The Broncos, they've got... I'm keen to see Blake Moser and Benjamin Takuta again. They're obviously two young kids with big raps on them.
Yeah,
I'm keen to see them, but like as I said in the first game of the week, Brock and I could sit here and lie about how we've seen all these people playing who we're excited for, but to be completely honest, I haven't seen half these blokes.
Got the Broncos winning, but
yeah, I'll take the Bronx. I'll take the Bronx. Now into the Spoon Bowl, the Dragons and the West Tigers.
Is that like the Super Bowl? The Spoon Bowl, that can catch on.
It's your pick for the wooden spoon and my pick for the wooden spoon. So be rude not to call it that.
Yes.
This is going to be great. This is going to be probably the game of the season. Like stuff the regular season games that we're going to see. This trial match between the St. George Illawarra Dragons and the West Tigers is a must watch.
It actually could be. All jokes aside,
all jokes aside, I think it will be a good game. I'm excited.
Just to see how both of them go. See if they can improve from last year.
Yeah.
Because that first game Dragons played it.
Looking at the team list now, Charlie Stain seems to have grown a little bit of facial hair.
Looking good.
The Forbes Ferrari. Have you seen it?
Nah, something different.
No, I'll show you. He's looking.
Love Island look, isn't he?
Oh, I like it from the Forbes Ferrari. Maybe I don't know if it's very aerodynamic for his speed, but
any players you're looking out for in this?
So I'll start with the Tigers. Obviously, their back five's very strong. Yep. I like their back five a lot with Justin Olam. Lockie Galvin got the 14 role, which is interesting.
Yeah, very.
Because I know he's obviously a player with a lot of potential, but I want him to sort of play reserve grade and get reps under his belt and learn to be a footballer. He's not going to gain heaps of experience from coming on the bench and playing 15, 20 minutes. So, but I did say it earlier, the bench is hard to read in all games. So who are you keen in the Tigers team to look out for?
And Caesar and Sullivan, I thought they complemented each other really well last week. See if they can do that again this week.
Aiden got a nice little bit of meat.
Yeah.
Which was good to see. I like Bud Sullivan too. He's a ball of energy.
A lot of kicking from him too. I was surprised by. I thought Aiden Caesar would be the majority kicking.
Well, he was a 7 coming through, Jaden Sullivan.
Yeah, okay.
It's for the Dragons. So obviously he's got little sort of 7 qualities around him. So I am keen to see him as well because I think he'll be the partner for Jerome Luai in the following year.
Then Jussie Maskey, I like the look of him last week.
He's my mate's cousin actually.
Yeah.
Big Jesse.
Maybe get him on the potty.
Yeah, I can pull a couple. I'll see what I can do.
How many strings do you reckon you could pull?
I could pull a couple of strings, especially Jesse's. The Dragons, we spoke about him earlier in regards to Luciano Leilua. Like looking at their team now, and having all the faces and names there, it'll be a really good signing for them. He'll be a really good signing for them. I don't really care too much about the price tag. He'll be good. Now, Lomax and Tyrell Sloan, I know you're very passionate about this because you don't like Lomax on the ring, on the wing. What do you think about Tyrell Sloan getting the number 1 jersey again this week?
Well, Flano came out preseason and said he's going to do that switch. Mm-hmm. I didn't see it. He's just suffocated on that wing. I don't like it. I just want to get him, see him where he goes in fullbacks. Let him do his thing. Yeah, there's so much potential.
It's tough to watch Tyrell Sloan too. Like, he's got so much potential, but just if he keeps playing bad, everyone's going to hate him.
It's not NRL standard. Like, there's things he did in that game just wasn't up to NRL.
It's just simple errors, isn't it? So, I don't know. I'm interested to see how he goes. I'll back him because I do want to see him succeed. Yeah. Because he's got so much potential. But I've got the West Tigers in this game. I think the West Tigers
for once.
I think they'll towel them up. And they're my pick for the wooden spoon. So, I'm already nervous about that pick.
Yeah.
Raiders and Cowboys. This one is a little bit harder to read in terms of the Raiders team because they're missing, I had their names down earlier, they're missing Joseph Tarpany, Corey Horsburgh, Zeb Chris, Jordan Rapana, and Jamal Fogarty. Like, they're key people in their team. So they're running like a semi-full strength team, giving some boys a run. Not too much that I can say about them.
Albert Hopewadi, I'm looking forward to. I'm only just looking at this now, just seeing he's coming fullback. I'm very excited to see that because that could be. Everyone's talking about Xavier Savage, Chevy Stewart. I think Chris. He could be because he was a fullback coming up through the ranks. He was the fullback of Australia. Like, he was the fullback of his age coming through.
Yeah, okay.
I'm very interested to see. I don't know if he's played fullback at NRL level yet. So I'm very excited to see how he goes. I think he can play really, really well, and we could see him starting at fullback round 1 now.
Okay.
Especially if Stewart's looking at that for an option.
Yeah. No, that's good. Cool.
That sort of came out of the blue for me. Him playing fullback.
Yeah. Cowboys. They are
stacked. Absolutely stacked.
They've got their full strength. Their literal full strength 1-17 team.
Second rows, I love that. Nanai and Lukey. That is a good looking second row pairing.
Yeah, even like
Tumlo, front row, that looking good.
They're packed. Yeah, they have got a very strong team. I'm keen to see Chatty Townsend, how he goes, because I feel like he's got a bit of pressure on him. Yep. Just with Jake Clifford there's just a little bit of pressure. If he doesn't perform really, really high, I can see him dropping out of the team.
Sammy Velame too on the extended bench. Cole Felt's got a nod over him.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Yeah, I don't know because Sammy's been playing really, really well.
Yeah, Obviously, Kyle's done something in the preseason to get a gig because Todd Payton's not going to play. Obviously, Todd's got a little bit of pressure on him as well in terms of not making the 8 last year. He's not going to put Cole Felt in just as a pity position on the wing. Zach Laybud, I'm keen to see though in the centres. Obviously, he's got the tick of approval to play centres this year for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
I was actually looking at his profile and there's a little questionnaire thing down the bottom, and it says one thing that you really dislike, and his answer was odd numbers.
Well, lucky he's number 4 this week.
Odd numbers.
So came into play.
That could be a little bit of a strategic game plan for the Raiders. Run it in backwards with your odd numbers. He might get a bit scared.
He'll run the other way.
We'll send someone like Ethan Strange at him in a backwards position so he has to look at his number while he's tackling him. And who knows? Zachy Labour. That's a interesting thing to be scared of. But he can play footy and I'm keen to see him play this year.
Tries are in 4s and...
Yeah, like 6s. He's not kicking field goals, that's for sure, is he? He's not kicking field goals.
I got the Cowboys winning that one, Matt.
Yeah, I do too. I got the Cowboys winning. Last game of the week, Titans and Eels.
At Ippy Reserve too.
Where else would you rather be? Ipswich, the switch.
The great
switch.
Come
on, man.
Switch around and go back the other way.
Yeah, do a big U-turn. Full credit to Ipswich. Great place. Titans, we'll go through their lineup first. Obviously, the big one, Kinney at fullback, but something that I really, really like, and if you told me a couple of weeks ago, I wouldn't have liked it. It's the fact that obviously Jaden Campbell's injured, and they haven't just gone, okay, AJ, go back to fullback. Yeah. This shows that they're persisting with AJ in the centres.
He's going to be really nice.
He's going to be the centre.
Yep, that's good signs. Firma's back too. I'd like to see how he goes.
Yeah, after an ACL injury.
Yep.
That'll be exciting.
I think it'll be a slow start, but he'll find his...
He doesn't need to set the world alight there. I know Dave Fafita's obviously a couple of weeks away, but he's not a David Fafita. He doesn't need to be the David Fafita. No. He's just got to truck nut, get through his hard yards. So I am keen to see it. Anything else in that Titans team?
No. Interesting, they got... Eels have Joey Lussick and Brennan Hands.
Swapping to the Eels?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Brad Arthur obviously said a couple of weeks ago that he wants an 80-metre hooker. I wouldn't look too much into it. Like, you've got Ryan Madison there at number 18.
Yeah.
I think Hands is just, it might be a little bit of a joke from Brad Arthur.
Could be.
To be honest. But the Eels, they're obviously full strength 1 to 17.
Yep.
They got Hayes Dunster, Morgan Harper, 19 and 20. So I think they'll get a little crack in there for Simonson and Russell, just to sort of put a bit of pressure on them potentially if someone doesn't go too well. But apart from that, they're very full strength. And Kelma Tuolangi.
He was really good last week.
He was good.
Might have your man there.
Yeah, I'm excited.
He might be the Mr. Fix-It for the Parramatta Eels.
Yeah, off the bench, he could be he's obviously got a lot of potential. And Brad Arthur, he loves a player like Kelma Tuolangi. Get him in, underachieving, and turn him into an absolute weapon. So, who have you got in this game? And there's only one answer.
Top Titans.
That's not the answer
I really liked what I seen last week.
Okay. We got Eels probably 40-0, I'd say. That's it. That's all the preseason challenge games week 2 for this week. Brock and I were a little bit of a rock and a hard place in terms of we filmed this on a Wednesday and we put it out on a Thursday. So our main goal moving forward will be to preview the games coming up because by the time you listen to it, the games that have already happened are sort of 5 days ago. And look, you probably don't care about them.
Unless something happens.
Unless something happens, we will touch on it. And look, give us a message or comment if you'd like us to talk about anything else or you think we should include in the show. Brocky's best. I've been waiting all day for this. And so have the punters.
One off.
Yeah, it was tough, man.
Couldn't go against Alex.
No,
that's un-Australian of me. That's un-Australian of any of you.
You did well to get 4 out of 5 legs, was it?
Yeah.
Credit to you. Hit us with what you have got this
week. I'm confident with this one, as I was with every single one. But I'm back to NRL, so good signs. So I got the Cowboys that beat the Raiders, Warriors that beat the Dolphins. I think over there it's going to be hard to beat them, like you said the first episode. Got Panthers to beat the Wigan Warriors. I got Ronaldo Metallo to score first, second, or third try scorer, and then got the Tigers to beat the St. George Illawarra.
That's a pain.
$16.51. Chuck a tenner on that.
No, Brocky. Said this last week. I said it the week before. Throw a 50 on it.
Bet put a pineapple. Can afford.
Yeah, look, throw that out the window. Just throw a 50 on it, mate. That is getting up, guaranteed. We will throw that out on Friday on the Instagram, just so you can get, if you want to follow it a little bit easier, you can see it in front of you. But Matt's mood killer, this is another thing that gets a little bit of traction. Now, as said at the start of the podcast, when you're away with mates and you're in a house with them, you learn a lot about them as people. And this is where Matt's mood killer has come from this week. And Matt's mood killer is people that get out of the shower and manage to bring about 6 or 7 litres of water with them, drop it all over the towel that's outside the shower, and then leave wet drops everywhere in the bathroom. So it's an absolute trip hazard when you get in there. And when you get out of the shower yourself, the mat's wet, so it's gross and squishy.
Are you a dryer off in there?
Yeah, I sort of like rub my arms and legs just to get that top layer of water off. What do you do?
I like to shake, just give the shivvy. I like to shake off before I get out.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, especially if you're in like a hotel or something like.
And you've only got one towel on the ground. And that's what we are.
For some reason, them people are always first. They're always the first ones in there.
Well, I said at the start when I was saying the story about blokes eating interesting food when we were away, I'm going to say this bloke's name that gets the floor absolutely drenched, and it's Kurt Thiesfield.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kurtie. I love you, mate. But you know what his excuses every time? Oh, I'm too big. Mate, I'm sorry.
We don't have that problem. That's for sure.
We don't have that. Maybe. I'm not sure. But, he needs to make a bit more of an effort of not getting 20 litres of water outside the shower. So that's my mood killer for the week. If you do that, I don't like you. But look, that's it. Good little episode this one.
Yes, it was.
How good is rugby league?
Good to be back.
How good is rugby league? Good to be back. How good is it?